by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Germans who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Now, it may sound like I'm happy, and yeah, I am, because I just watching this place collapse. It's what's the word? It's soul nourishing.
Okay, a fresh wave of strike action that's expected to cause major disruption to key services in the run-up to Christmas has begun. Around 40,000 rail workers who are members of the RMT union are taking part in the first of two 48-hour stoppages as part of a long-running dispute about jobs, pay and conditions. Only about 20% of the country's normal rail service is expected to run. That means 4 out of every 5 trains will be cancelled. Many parts of Britain, including most of Scotland and Wales, will have no trains at all. And there are unlikely to be any trains running anywhere this evening. Network Rail has warned that trains that are running are likely to be very busy, and it's urging passengers to travel only if absolutely necessary. Our transport correspondent Katie Austin has the details. At York's Christmas market, festive cheer is in good supply. But for people hoping to get here by train, more travel misery is in store. Local hotels worry strikes have put some visitors off.
They've had individual bookings cancelled, conferences, meetings cancelled. This happening just in the week before Christmas is obviously going to hurt because everybody's trying to bolster their bank balance in order to deal with the first quarter of next year.
On strike days this week, that's today, tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, only about 20% of Britain's usual train services will run, and trains will start later and finish much earlier than they normally do. There'll also be some knock-on disruption on Thursday and Sunday mornings. Rail workers in the RMT have already walked out on 8 days this year in a dispute the union says is over pay, protecting jobs and working conditions.
Now, personally, because I got a new job, you know what I mean? I've got 2 jobs now because, I didn't have a job for like 2 weeks. So I've had to kind of get 2 jobs to kind of, kind of claw back on the money that I've lost in that 2-week period. Because for 2 weeks, I weren't earning anything. And this other job, I was supposed to get there early in the morning. Now, it's convenient for me to take train there, but the trains ain't even been running, But yeah, it's all for the good, so I don't even mind it. This is Second Address 15:16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and of course to their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Now, this isn't talking about now, but you can kind of see that playing out because you might want to go to a certain part of the UK, you can't even go. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbour, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Now, all of this stuff is gonna lead to this, to the full manifestation of this, and the Lord is slowly bringing it upon these nations because, a lot of these people. I know someone. Well, basically my sister, she's with my mother, and my mother asks us to pay rent or whatever, which is, the only people I know that do that are black women. Black men don't actually expect their children, because I know black men that work and they have their children live with them and they don't take money off their children. They expect their children to build up their finances and go get their own places, but black women will literally get money off their own children because they're so bad with money. I remember my mom used to send me to the store to return things, like clothes and stuff like that. And, growing up now, I see that for her to buy it and to ask me to return it, it means that she shouldn't have bought it in the first place. So clearly she doesn't manage her money very well. And now you're looking for your child to subsidize you, And the only reason why she had that flat, she doesn't even have a flat, she has a house. The only reason why she has a house is because she had me, my brother, and my sister, So they gave her like a 3-4 bedroom or whatever. you know, and it's a housing association, so it's way cheaper than people who private rent. The only reason why she had that house is because of, me and my siblings. But yet she expects my sister to subsidize for it, and all this time she hasn't paid for it, even though it's probably cheaper to buy than the other houses if she is eligible to buy it. Point I'm trying to make is, in this society, these people are clueless, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful of my mother, but anyone that has women in their lives, bro, these women, they don't have a clue what they're doing, man. Their money management is absolutely abysmal, bro. You know, and, and you can see it play out, because probably one of the reasons why these people, want a pay rise is because of the things that they don't earn enough to cover their expenses, because they live above their means. Here you are, you're earning 20 grand or whatever the case may be, and you want to spend 10 grand on a wedding, or 5 to 10 grand for Christmas. You can't afford it. Why spend money you can't afford? And if you look at a lot of these women, sorry to go into a tangent, if you look at a lot of these women, when they go into the store, they just walking around looking at stuff. I'll go in the store, I'm in there 5 minutes max. I know exactly what I want. I go to the aisle, I pick what I want. If I know the store, I know exactly where it is. I go there, I grab my stuff, I'm gone. These women are going there for 10, 20 minutes and are buying stuff they didn't even want to buy in the first place when they went there. And this is why these people are pressuring them for pay. And the reason why the men are doing it is because the women in their lives are probably sucking the money out. This society is through, man. Done. Finished. Through.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair pay!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair pay!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
A reasonable offer from the RCN and Unison. They are the result of 12 years of failure to get our economy growing, 12 years of pay freezes and cuts. That's why there wasn't a single national strike in the NHS. I think the challenge now is that some of the health unions involved in the pay conversation, like GMB, are not engaging with the pay review body. I think at this late stage, the fastest, most effective thing the government could do would be to engage in direct face-to-face negotiations with the Royal College of Nursing, Unison and others on pay. That would immediately suspend strike action, as the unions have promised to do.
This place is done, man. And Malcolm, I like to bring this scripture out a lot. And you can see it playing out. This second Esdras 6, I'm gonna start 19. And will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, because this whole society is unrighteous, and now they're having to deal with it. It's like if you build a relationship on a lie, you just lie to them the whole time you've known them. All it takes is the truth to unravel that relationship. If you get with a woman, you say you have money, she's the only woman that you care about. I'm just talking about from a carnal, worldly perspective, and it turns out you're broke and you have all these other women, your relationship is going to unravel. But if you deal in righteousness, if you start your relationship based on the truth, a lie can't, if somebody comes in with a lie, it's not going to unravel it, But these people have built the whole society on a lie. So even if you tell the truth a little bit, it just unravels it. This is why they go around, deleting people's videos and stuff like that, because they don't want the truth unraveling, this lie of a society. And when the affliction of science shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then I will show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And I personally can attest to that. I've seen, children. Even my little one, he's doing things children at his age shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? And he was born premature, and the brother made a video about that the other day. So yeah, all this stuff is coming to pass. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight against one another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall run. Whosoever remaineth from all these, I have told thee, escape and see my salvation, and the end of your world. So this is what I'm waiting on. This is what the elect is waiting on, because you can't have a life here, man. This place is through, and you can see the curses coming on Esau, man. His whole stuff is coming undone. His society is unraveling, and it's like people don't want to acknowledge it. I was talking to a Jake, and he said, I told him basically I'd love for this society to collapse, and he called me a loon. He said, what did he say? He said, well, what about the people that can't protect themselves if something like that was to happen? See, he doesn't believe in reincarnation, and that these people ain't right worth a damn anyway. And it's better for them, for this society. Better is the ending of a thing, the beginning thereof. See, these people want to live in a lower state rather than suffer and live a better life. Anyone that does any research or is aware of how the society is being run understands that this society is not sustainable. So what it is you'd rather stay in a burning house than get out of the burning house, watch it burn down, and then build anew. You'd rather just stay in it and go down with it. You'd rather the slow death than you peel the plaster off your wound. And Jake is a friggin' idiot, man. The same Jake, he must have said something to me. He was like, oh, I don't want to hear it. And I said the same thing back to him. And the guy was like, touche. I was like, you mean touche? Like, Jake is an idiot, man. Jake think he's on a high level, and he's on a real low level, man. They love these Edomites, man. And from when this snow started happening, the first thing I said to myself is a lot of people are going to die because of this snow. A lot of people are going to lose money over this snow, and a lot of people are going to die over this snow. These are judgments of the Lord coming on their pagan festive so-called holidays. And honestly, I don't care, man. They shouldn't allow their children to run around anyway in this weather. It's completely stupid. This isn't a society where you allow children, run in the mill, where you let them go out, whatever. You got people trying to throw them in the back of vans and run off with them. And good for their ass. This is Job 27:14. I'm going to start at 11. I will teach you by the hand of Yahweh that which is with the Almighty will I not conceal. Behold, all ye yourselves have seen it. Why then are ye thus altogether vain? This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors. See, these people are goddamn oppressors, man, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep, though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. And the brother was talking about how all these people are gathering up this gold, stealing it from Africa. They're really gathering up for the elect. Now an Edomite will hear this and be like, oh my God, how dare you, they're only just kids. These times your parents was dashing our kids, into crocodile mouths, and tearing children from their mothers' wombs, and separating families. They still do it today with their little, their social systems, where they separate children from their mothers and their fathers and their families, and put them in adoptive homes where they get molested and sexually abused. But when his children die through his own ignorance, and you bring it out, they're looking at you like you're evil. This is the hypocrisy of these people, man. I friggin' hate them, man. And if any Edomites are listening to this, man, I goddamn hate you people, man. I hate you. I hate you with a passion of 1,000 burning suns, man. You know, but the Most High hate you more than I could ever hate you, and I freaking hate you. So I know the Most High must just find you completely abominable. This is Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. And I ain't gonna ravish no Edomite woman, but I know 2/3 of Jake. You know, I know I know Jake gonna do that. Jake gonna run trains on your women, man. Your people are gonna find out in that day that you don't have power in your hand to do anything. You know, your kingdom is done and it's slowly unraveling, and I love it. You know, I love every minute of it. You know, just watching these Edomites just everywhere I go, just the work, the places I'm working, you know, the transport. I'm just looking at these people. These people are completely through. You know, just before I go, you know, I'm gonna say one final thing. You know, I come in the gym and I see a Jake, you know, and guy just staring at me, man. And I had a couple issues with the guy, and he was like, "Yeah, we should glove up and spar, you know, just whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, cool, whatever." You know, it's just a spar. But I come in, the guy staring at me. I'm like, "Bro, you cool?" And he's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Bro, like, why are you staring at me? Are you alright, bro?" And he's like, "Oh no, I don't swing that way." And I was like, "I got nothing to do with swinging that way. I'm just asking if you're alright. I don't know why you turning it into something that is not. You know, you really must have a problem if, you know, somebody can't ask if you're alright." And he was like, "Oh," but basically it's like he tried to put it on me, and I just put it on him, like, "Is there something wrong with you that somebody can't ask if you're alright and you need to behave this way?" Like, anyway, I was just like, "Yeah, whatever." Put my stuff on, and I'm about to do my workout, and he's coming. He was like, you don't know what a person's going through for you to do that and shout it in front of people." And I'm thinking he's an Edomite because he's like mixed race, so his father might be white for all I know. But like, just that bitch spirit on Jake, you know what I mean? Like, somebody asking if you're okay because you look miserable, and you talking about you don't know what a person's going through. What the hell? Like, bro, like it says, the scriptures talk about, you know, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You know, so, you know, men in the truth, and, you know, the prophets who are actually out there on the highways and byways go through way more than I'm going through and what he's going through. But if somebody was to ask if they're right, they wouldn't take it up. They wouldn't bitch up and, you know, try to give you a little speech. I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool. I didn't mean it like that," you know what I mean? You just, you know, the scriptures say to be peaceable unto all men. So I just, you know, I just kind of diffused it, and I went about my way, and I just thought, you know what, I ain't even going to talk to this guy anymore. Jake is a very feminine spirit. Like, if you, and I'm just saying that to say, when you interact with the people around you, you can see these people are just, they're weak in the spirit. Everything that's going on right now, it ain't going well for them. You know, it just backtrack to my sister. You know, she lost her job. You know, they had to cut her hours, and she was paying my mum a certain amount of money. My mum had to basically halve that for her so she could afford to pay. She's going through it, you know. I lost my job. I got two more jobs. Now, all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, I knew I'll be fine. If I lose these jobs, I'll just go and get another job. You know what I mean? But it's like, these people, they can't handle the adversity, man. If anything happens to these people, they're gonna snap, crackle, and pop, man. These people are through, and it's absolutely beautiful to watch. All praises to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of James who well. Shalom to the elect.